That's not how the Force works.
I don't care!
G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Prepare to start the show, R2. This is where the fun begins. Yo! G'day guys and welcome to Casual Rage 191, where we casually rage out about the topics of the week. It's been a very, very interesting week and a good week at that too. Of course, we had Donald Trump get re-elected in the best political comeback of all time. It was fantastic. I loved it. Thank God. We can start getting back to reality and some sanity. At least that's how I feel about it. Although I do find it interesting, some of the worldwide reactions to this. I'm gonna show you guys a reaction from somebody here in Australia. And yeah, it's but that's some great news, isn't it? Man, the reason why I'm late, I woke up so late. I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Zombies, and I played a fair bit last night. So that's why, I woke up so late. I'm like, holy shit. So I needed to push the stream back. And I think that's why, I keep looking at myself. I need to wake up more. It's not coffee. It's the energy drink. But yes, Trump won, which is fantastic. We've also got the Skeleton Crew trailer. Now, I was going to do a video on it. I got so busy through the week, even when I got home from work, and I've had this situation with my council because they haven't emptied my bins in 3 weeks. So I finally got that sorted out, and I got trash that's fucking piling up, and it's getting really fucking annoying. And I'm sick on top of that. So, I didn't get a chance to do a trailer reaction video for Skeleton Crew, which is a little bit unfortunate. I've lost my guy that does thumbnails. Ryan Reaper was helping me out with thumbnails, and he's just sort of disappeared. And I'm no good with thumbnails. I've done, you look at some of my earlier thumbnails, a lot of those are mine. I just don't like them. People do so much better work. So I'm kind of looking for a thumbnail person. If anybody knows anyone, my DMs are open. Please let me know. Please let me know. So yes, we're gonna take a look at Skeleton Crew trailer. We've got a bit of the Daisy Ridley movie to talk about. This, all I can think right now is, what are you doing, Lucasfilm? What are you actually doing? Do you know? Because we don't. We don't. We've got a High Republic to talk about, and really that's kind of it. So there's not really a lot. Man, when Skeleton Crew hits, I don't think it's going to make waves or anything, and I don't think that a lot of people are going to watch it. But, I mean, that can kind of be good for me in regards to the channel. I still don't think that there's going to be a lot of interest. I think there needs to be, for Skeleton Crew to, like, get trending or something, there needs to be a major canon lore-destroying moment. You know what I mean? Rhino only deals in toenails, not thumbnails. Thanks, Blake. What was I saying? Yeah, there needs to be a big, like, lore issue that comes out. It's a bit like with Mando Season 3, even though I think with Mando Season 3, there was still a lot more people watching it, right? But the fact that my tweet with Lizzo and Jack Black got trending and, like, went viral, I should say, it makes me wonder, hang on, that might have just been the time slot thing, though. Whether or not, like, how many people are going to watch this? Are people that watched The Mandalorian going to watch this? I think the people that tapped out after The Mandalorian are done. Like, this is the thing. It's almost like every time something new comes out, a bit of the fan base just chops off and disappears, right? So Mando Season 1 did reasonably well, but that was, you know, that they released that just before The Rise of Palpatine. So you got to remember how far back some of these Disney Plus TV shows go. You're talking 5, 6, nearly 6 years now. But yeah, so now that we've gotten to Skeleton Crew, especially after The Acolyte, what do you think is going to happen with this? How many channels out there do you think are going to cover this? It's going to be the predominantly Star Wars-based channels, the troll channels, and then the Disney Star Wars fan channels. You're not going to have your Garys, I don't think, watching it. They'll be paying attention, but I don't think they'll be watching it. Man, I hate the way I look right now. I don't feel the way I look. Let's see. Let's say hello to the chat, shall we? We've got Star Wars Marvel Purist here. How you doing, Justin? Good to see you. We got Sergeant in the chat. We got Lara A. How you doing? Disney Star Wars is like that Carlton's drink. Oh, sorry, Clayton's drink. Clayton's drink? I need a bit more information to that. We got Darth Ghostface. How you doing? Or it's gone over my head. We got the Nuisance Birds in the chat. We've got Butcher. How you doing, Butcher? We got Star Round 7, Mike Hill, the great Mike Hill, Melissa Lord, Papa Palpatine's Pizza Padawan, Soul Assassin, the great mod, Soul Assassin. Let's see. Remrek? I think that's how you'd say that. Man, there was somebody walking on the roof just before I started, and now I'm hearing, like, people talking outside, and I'm not, like, because they're connected units sort of thing. Like, there could have just been somebody over there and he's just come over to but it sounded like he was right there. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Charles, seriously, dude. SWA for his 7th month member chat says, new trilogy. They'll probably never. That will probably never happen. What the fuck, Disney? Marvel's 5.0. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, obviously. That's why I'm asking, what the hell are you doing, Lucasfilm? Like, what is actually happening over there right now? Can't you just announce something and release that one? Like, just announce one thing, one movie, not one thing. Announce one movie, just one. You don't need to announce 3. You don't need to announce a trilogy. You don't need to announce any. Just announce a movie and make that movie. Now, it sounds like I'm getting angry about the fact that we haven't had a movie, right? I will say, it does annoy me as a Star Wars fan that a cinematic franchise that you really only ever saw at the movies, yes, they did have little offshooty kind of things, right? But it was predominantly, you go to the theater, you watch a movie. Has turned into this, it's turned into slush when it comes to the form of entertainment that Star Wars is. To me, that's just as bad as doing something in universe and destroying something in universe. And that just goes to show how much destruction they've done to the franchise. OG Star Wars is here. How you doing, Laura? Good to see you. Pro Jack fans in the chat. Sherry? I see you, Sherry. Hello. And I think we're all pretty much caught up. Mr. Bantham. Mr. Bantham comes in. How you doing, Mr. Bantham? Okay. Let's just get this, let me just get the politics stuff out of the way really quickly. Because obviously, as an Australian, US politics doesn't affect us directly. I feel like it does affect us indirectly. I do believe in that trickle-down effect that people talk about. And I have seen it. You know, we saw it during, the biggest evidence of me seeing it would be Trump's first term. I've said it before. That 4 years is probably the best 4 years of my life, mainly financially. And when it comes to the economy and stuff like that, that's probably the best I've ever seen it. Then we go into Biden-Harris and things start going to shit. Interest rates are going through the roof. My mortgage interest rates nearly tripled. You know, and I worked out the equation. You know, the Americans are complaining about fuel costing, what, $4 or $5 a gallon. I worked it out when I was over on my trip, and we're paying $11 a gallon, US. $11 a gallon. So I do believe in that trickle-down effect. The thing that gets me the most is, unfortunately, we're still here in Australia, and we've got our own country and our own laws to actually worry about. And we've got some shit going on right now that is super scary. Super scary. They are about to pass a bill, if it hasn't already been passed. They put this bill in the day of the US election so that everybody was distracted by the election and not paying attention to our own goddamn country. So they tried to put this bill through that quick and under the radar. It's ridiculous. And again, I know this isn't a political stream or anything, but I need to talk about this. They've basically put in a bill for the government it's basically a censorship bill. You can censor people online. People can be thrown in jail and fined for what the government considers misinformation or disinformation on the internet. So during the pandemic and everything, the lady that was pregnant, that video went viral. She was being arrested in her house and she was pregnant. That's not just what will happen. Because the government, consider what you're saying to be misinformation. If you have disagreement with something, They now have the right to throw you in jail and throw away the key. Now, I do believe that Trump getting into office can help other countries, but they've got their own problems too, man. Trump's always talking about America first. That doesn't mean Australia's second. You know, doesn't mean that Britain's second. It doesn't mean these things. Like, these countries and all of these countries have their own issues. And it's scary. It's honestly making me consider moving to the States. Selling everything. Sell the house, sell everything, and just go. It really is. Because the funny thing is even written in the law, it states that the government and the media are exempt from this law. It states that in there. So if they feed us misinformation and it turns out not to be true, but that's the only information that we're getting because all the other information is being shut down, is that not crazy to you? Yep. Yeah. Crazy. These are the guys that were walking on my roof, I think. I think they must be cleaning up next door. You got to understand, these units as well, they get like rented out a lot. So maybe they're sort of coming through and cleaning shit up. I don't know. But let's take a look at this. Let me put my headphones on. Oh, that's so much better. My dark mode just took over. So look at this. This is a Australian woman, right, reacting to the US election results.
If you're a woman in Australia and you think the US election doesn't affect us, just know they now have permission to be outwardly sexist and support a rapist. Just know that. In your heart, know that they now have permission. They now think they are the majority and they're so uneducated.
Well, we don't think that we're the majority. We are the majority. But that's not what, like... We didn't get the majority so that we can openly come out and be sexist and rape people and shit like that. That's just ridiculous and stupid. And this is where the fear-mongering of the mainstream media comes into play. It really does. Because these people, that's all they watch, and then they start to just believe that. They haven't seen a Trump interview. It's almost so cult-like that they refuse to watch, let's say, the Joe Rogan interview or something like that.
They think that because they're the majority, they are right. They now have permission to be racist, transphobic. They have permission to laugh about our reproductive health.
This is the thing that's so crazy to me about this chick's reaction here in Australia is Trump's in America. He's the president of the United States of America. You know what changed on election day here in Australia? In Australian politics? Absolutely fucking nothing. Nothing. The only thing that's changing right now here in Australia is that they're trying to pass this bill on the same day that the election happens. What are you talking about? Now, yeah, I do believe in that trickle-down effect, and I fucking really hope that it comes fast. But man...
And our reproductive freedoms. Australia follows suit when it comes to America.
This is the other thing too in regards to what I've been saying about how Australia wants to be America so bad. Like they want to just follow the trends like America do. They want to be like America, 2.0?
The amount of abuse I've copped online, even in the past 12 hours, from men saying the most horrifically sexist things, thinking that it's funny.
They're trolling you. This is the thing. If that is happening, right? Like, we've got no receipts from her to show that. We could probably find her and go through her Twitter comments and stuff like that and see what people are saying. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, see what people are saying and everything. But like, it's honestly, if there is that, it's probably just a troll, because she's coming out and she's saying that, you know, now people are allowed to be openly sexist, openly racist, all of that kind of thing, which is ridiculous.
This is what Andrew Tate has laid the pathway for.
Bringing Andrew Tate into
it. Like Joe Rogan too.
Joe Rogan now. Why? Because he had Trump on and JD Vance. Hey, he offered to Kamala Harris, the person that you obviously wanted to win.
They are now allowed to say the quiet part out loud, and we're going to cop it.
So this is what I'm talking. Like, I'm worried. I'm still worried for our own goddamn country right now. Yeah, there is the trickle-down effect from the US politics. But, man, we got bigger things to worry about here in Australia right now. You know, Trump's not even going to be in office until January. And then when he finally is in office, what's he going to look after first? America. I was about to say Australia. America first. That's what he's going to do. He's going to try and fix your borders, and he's got a lot to do before he starts getting down to helping out fixing some of these other countries. If he even cares or worries about doing that. Darth Ghostface for $10 says, I feel sorry for you in Australia over that censorship bill. A law like that would have been passed here in the US if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz won the election, as well as hate speech laws. 100%. Yep. And then you look at some of the things that are happening in some of the other countries, like Britain, like some of the laws that they've got right now, and even Canada and stuff like that, and some of the laws that they've got right now. You know, they're all different, but they're all along the same lines of, you know, totalitarianism. Is that the right word? Yep, Team America first. But then there was also this one that I wanted to show you. Now, this is a New Zealander. It's 4 minutes long, but it's great. And I think it goes to show exactly how I feel everybody outside of America feels about the Trump. Well, the Trump supporters feel about the Trump winning the election. It's really good. Here we go.
It's a fucking beautiful day today, isn't it? Donald Trump has once again reclaimed the throne as the American president. Thank God for that. Jesus. It was looking a bit scary there for a minute, you know, fucking hell. But once they saw, you know, the map was going a bit too red, you couldn't rig that one. But anyways, I'm so happy. I know most of you are probably like, what the fuck? You live in New Zealand. Why are you so happy? Well, I believe in the trickle-down theory, for one. And two, fuck, you really wanted these alphabet people anyways. But yes, I am extremely happy with the outcome. And if you're switched on like myself and many others, you knew that this was good versus evil. And look, I know, for most of us that have been supporting Trump for the last 4 years, right now it's a time to be compassionate. It's time for understanding and not to be a sore winner. But fuck that. All of the death stares, all of the side eyes, all of the making us feel uncomfortable for possibly making the wrong decision by supporting him, which kind of sounds like the COVID mask wearing lockdown mandate supporters. Yeah. To all of you, it's over. It's over. It's time for the real to come back into this world because we're sick of it. We're over it. All of these soft-cocked Jacinda Ardern, pansy-ass TikTok crybabies, these delusional men can get pregnant. I can't explain what a woman is. My 7-year-old is a them-they chimpanzee Z, but they're not really. You're just a useless fucking parent that can't take control of the situation. Mr. and Mrs. I support everything, but you don't really know what's going on. You're just jumping on the bandwagon because you feel like you need to be included. Game over. It's done. And I know there's a lot of people out there, especially in New Zealand. I don't give a fuck about this. They're both bad. Well, for me, my answer's always been the same. I would rather a comedian who goes off script and says whatever the fuck they want, like a normal human being, as opposed to the other person who just dresses up in a suit, plays a character, and reads a script somebody else wrote. And bro, they were so desperate. They brought out every single A-list celebrity from Hollywood to endorse this stupid bitch thinking that that would work. Look, people have to realize this isn't 1992 anymore. The people are smartening up. They're slowly waking up to what the fuck you've been trying to program us with for the last however many years. Let's be honest. Nobody cares what Beyonce has to say. What Megan Thee Stallion is shaking her smelly ass for. Nobody gives a shit what Jennifer Lopez is crying about. You want to know why? Because they're all rich. They don't have the same problems you and I have at home. They don't give a fuck about you. They're reading a script like it's a reality show. They live in a whole nother fucking realm. And just in case you didn't notice, every single celebrity that endorsed Kamala Harris either has a photo with or has been seen at the Diddy parties. Matter of fact, every single celebrity that came out and endorsed that side is either on the Diddy or Epstein list. You stupid fucking idiots. But of course, most of you don't give a shit about any of this or care enough because you just live and breathe what the legacy media tells you. And this whole racist theory. Do you remember when every single black rapper wanted to be like Donald Trump or at least shout him out in a song? I bet you don't even remember when Eminem himself had Trump come out and speak at his convention he was holding back in 2004. But yeah, he must have been real racist back then as well, huh? And before you get mad at me, just remember this. The country decided this. He didn't win just by like a couple votes or even 10. This was a fucking landslide. This is what the people wanted. So if you want to get mad at anyone, get mad at the government before them that did a shit fucking job. Lastly, the legacy media has been using their weapon, which is the news, to control your mind. But you will never believe that because that's all you've ever known since you were a child. You've been brainwashed and you just don't want to admit it. One, because you think you have control over your thoughts. And two, most importantly, it's because you're a fucking dumb cunt. But once again, thank God Donald Trump won. Now, send the bull market and fuck you, Pizzagate. Get your dirty, filthy, pedophile, hot dog, walnut fingers out of my face. Thank you.
Great. Very well said, I feel. Very well said. You know, we're supposed to be all compassionate to these people because Trump won and everything. It's like, no, fuck that. I've been a lot more fucking boisterous out in public. Talking to people at work about politics and like, you know, Trump winning and stuff. How good it is. It's good. It's good. But yeah, so there's the two contrasts of how like it looks outside of America. It's pretty much the same thing, isn't it? You got one woman crying about how her reproductive rights have now been taken away from her and she can't go fuck 100 guys in a day. You know, I've seen these more and more of them too recently, these videos of these women going, oh, I got railed by 3 guys today. That's another 3 on my count to 3,000 in a year. Like, what the fuck, man? The fuck? And the guys that are queuing up to fuck these women, like, okay. Just want to get your rocks off, I guess. What is the link to that? Let me share that with you. I retweeted it, but let me I'll put it in the Rhinos Rebels chat, Laura. You're still in there, aren't you? Whoa, that blew my head off. It started playing again. There you go. Yeah, it's good. It's good. He breaks it down in a good 4 minutes. Breaks down the entire thing pretty well, I felt. But yes. All right. Oh man, the amount of videos that you see, it is embarrassing. They're embarrassing themselves. They're basically posting, like, they're basically crying in front of their camera and then posting it. And a lot of the ones that, like, aren't just sitting there crying, like bawling their eyes out, and then that they end the video and they post that. It's like, you got to remember, these people, after they've done their cry, they've got to get up, and they've obviously trimmed the video so that you don't see them get up to stop the video. It's so ridiculous. But the ones that try and talk throughout the bawling of the crying and everything, they're the ones that like, it's so fake. Sorry, I couldn't spit my words out. They're so fake. Oh, there was that one girl. It was either, you know how you've seen those videos of, like, Ben Shapiro or Charlie Kirk or someone sitting in the middle, and then, like, there's a whole heap of the opposite political spectrum sitting in a circle around them, and they got flags or something. I haven't watched the whole things. I've only ever seen clips of them. But there was that one chick that I can't remember whether or not it was Charlie Kirk or hang on, it might be in here. I want to show you what I mean by, like, crying, but, like, fake crying. It's not real. And you can really tell that it's not real. Oh my God, there's so much conversation going on in this group chat. I thought it was in here. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to find it. Anyway, basically, like, it was a chick that was on one of those, and she's just like, what the fuck? How, like, what the fuck is going on? But it's, like, all fake crying. Like, it's really fake. And then there's this whole thing about them wanting to not have sex with men for 4 years. They're not going to give sex out to men for 4 years. You got to remember, a lot of these people are those same people that are at those, like, abortion rallies. No one's fucking them anyway. No one's fucking them already. And some of them are shaving their heads. I don't know if you saw that. Some of them are just making themselves, like, they think, like, completely unattractive. So they're shaving their heads. It's like, I actually think that that's a good thing. Now we can spot the crazies from a distance. The problem is that the cancer patients will get thrown into, like, that bundle. But, like, shave your heads so we know exactly who you are. I'm cool with that. I am cool with that. See a shaved head? It's kind of like the new MAGA. Their side of the MAGA hat is shaving their head. You wear a MAGA hat, they know that you're, like, you're base. Well, they don't think that. But, you know, they know that you stand up for reality and truth and greatness and wanting to be great. Whereas, like, their shaved heads is like their blue hat, whatever that would be. Anyway, I think we've talked about politics enough. I wish I had have saved that video. I don't think I did. Which is, yeah, really annoying. There was one where this chick was trying to shave her head, and she had the clippers going, and I'm like, dude, like, I've shaved my head a lot. I'm pretty much bald. But she's trying to shave her head, and, like, the clippers aren't cutting the hair. Like, it's not cutting the hair. So she's like, oh, stuff it. And she gets the scissors out and just starts cutting it. And I'm like, oh my God, if you can't get those clippers working, you're just going to make a mess with scissors. But yeah. And a lot of them have, like, the nose ring in here, which to me is just completely unattractive. I hate the bull ring. What do you guys think about the bull ring? Have you ever seen it on a girl where it makes her more attractive than you would think of her without it? Yeah, you poor cancer sufferers. That's right. Hey, Chris. Think it looks painful? Yeah, I hate the bull ring. Fucking hate it. Anyway, let's actually get into the Skeleton Crew stuff. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Skeleton Crew. Now, throughout the week, obviously, we had the release of this second, I believe, Skeleton Crew trailer. The first Skeleton Crew trailer came out, about 3 months ago. And I think the biggest talking point, the biggest, let's say, controversial point of that first trailer was like the housing and stuff like that and the way that it kind of looked. Nobody was really talking too much about like the characters or, what's really going on with the story. A lot of people were just saying like, it looks like it's for kids and it doesn't really feel like Star Wars. And there's a lot about this that doesn't feel like Star Wars. I mean, look at this image. We got the houses. It just looks like a normal street, normal suburb, let's say, with houses with, let's say, a double roof on them to make it look like sci-fi or something like that. You then got the car that's on like a rail, like a monorail. Okay. So their technology is so advanced that they wouldn't even be able to turn around in the street, like do a 3-point turn in this driveway or, this one here. So, I mean, again, this is just one image. It's an entire show. We'll have to sort of wait and see what they give us with this. But based on what I've heard and what I've seen, and obviously people talking about it, and people saying that it just feels like it's for kids and it's going to be unoffensive and it's not going to do any damage to Disney Star Wars. I feel like you guys underestimate Disney Star Wars once again. Because if you think that in this show, they're not going to try and ramp this show and get eyes on this show by jangling some kind of key in front of your face, trying to get the word of mouth from the Disney seals that, oh, Revan made an appearance in a Jedi temple or something along those kinds of lines just to get the word out, just to maybe get it trending or something like that. You don't think that they could do something like that? I still think that that's very much on the table. Just make the seals clap, right? That's the goal. That is the goal. So anyway, this week we had the poster release. Now, I know you guys are probably going to laugh at me, but it's a very underwhelming poster. It's not there's nothing special to it. That's it. But then we will watch the trailer from here, and I also want to make a point in regards to the like and dislike and stuff like that and the amount of engagement on it. But I want to point this out really quickly. So on December 3rd, they're talking about December 3rd. Now, we don't need to really read the rest of that because the entire point is based around December 3rd. So if we go to December 3rd, that's a Tuesday. Now, we're being told here it's been released on the Wednesday, the 4th. So basically, this is American dates. So it's the Tuesday. So in regards to this, my point is that they've gone back to that original early morning release in America, and it becomes a good time for me. Like it's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 p.m. It drops for me on that Wednesday. But it'll be sometime in the morning on the Tuesday for the Americans. So they've now ditched for this. For the Acolyte, they released that in that prime spot, especially for the Americans. It's why I was always so behind, because I was working when it was coming out and everybody else was watching it. So I just thought that was interesting that they brought it back to that original time slot. But here we go. Let's watch. Oh, before we do, just going over to the trailer on the Star Wars site. It has 3.4 million views with 33,000 likes and 13,000 dislikes. If we go back to the original trailer, it's got 4,800 views. This is after obviously 2 months, with 58,000 likes to 34,000 dislikes. Now, obviously, they're not ratioed. They've got more likes than they do dislikes. But you've got to remember something. They had, what, 80,000 signatures on that poll for Renew the Acolyte, not the poll, the petition. Then they bring out a GoFundMe and all of that. So, yeah, the Disney Star Wars shills, the Disney Star Wars seals, the Disney Star Wars fans out there are still paying attention. Of course they are. They love Disney Star Wars. So it wouldn't put it past them to give us, let's say, 60,000 likes. The people that aren't paying attention, if every Star Wars fan around the world was paying attention right now, this dislike would be in the hundreds of thousands. I believe that. I haven't watched the trailer. For this whole week, I still haven't watched the trailer. I haven't watched anyone's videos reacting to the trailer. I was going to watch Anna's, and I'm like, oh, no, I'll wait and make sure that I watch it. And I never got around to watching it and doing like a reaction for it. So this is my reaction. Let's go.
What are you in for?
Oh, the first thing that I want to say is, what's with that music?
What are you in for?
I found something buried in the woods.
Dad,
This is unacceptable. Do you understand?
what do you think it is?
Now,
Don't touch anything.
if it's a Jedi temple, because that's what people have sort of said that it is, or at least that's what I've heard on the grapevine somewhere, it's ridiculous that non-Jedi users or Force users would be able to get into the temple. Like that's their a law-breaking thing. So obviously now it looks like they're inside a ship. So whether or not they're actually getting into a ship or not, I don't know. Maybe they do get into a ship and the ship just automatically takes off and puts them into hyperspace, and that's how they get lost. Oh, don't tell me that's what's going to happen. Oh, let me just push this button and this button and this in the ship. I'll put the headset on and everything. Oh, fucking.
What did you do?
We're lost.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Stay together. We just need some directions home.
Come on, kid. Pay up. Whoa. Where'd you two find an old Republic credit?
Over here, quick. I'll get you home. We'll make a partnership. But we have to move fast.
So what? Jude Law's like a crooked ex-Jedi that's just using like to scam people? Is that what he's doing?
I need you to take the controls.
Okay.
Neil?
Oh, also too, my question is he another Jedi survivor of Order 66?
Neil?
A crew of murderous pirates is coming.
Something's wrong.
They're not going to just turn up. We need to find them.
We're not alone down here.
Be warned of booby traps. Pirates and mountains where none dare to go.
Oh my god.
this. Don't give up. No matter what.
That dialogue bit from that droid felt like video game status dialogue. Like, listen to it again. Hold on, where is it?
A crew of murderous pirates is coming.
This bit.
Something's wrong.
They're not going to just turn up. We need to find them.
We're not alone down here.
Be warned of booby traps.
This stuff.
Pirates and mountains where none dare to go.
Where none dare to go. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Who's that? Is that Mon Mothma? It's basically what I said was going to happen. They make their way into a ship. They find like this hidden, buried ship, old ship, and they get into it and it just works. And they fly away, and the autopilot apparently puts them into hyperspace and makes them get lost. And we get to go on a little adventure. And they'll find places where they can jangle the keys for no reason. Maybe stuff up a couple of actual storylines along the way. You never know. You got to remember that this takes place the same time as The Mandalorian, right? Is it supposed to be 5 years after Return of the Jedi? I believe. Anyway, that was very underwhelming. I hated that music at the beginning. That music at the beginning is horrible.
What are you in for?
Ugh, that's Star Wars. And this is sort of what I was saying earlier about it being like Star Wars is supposed to be cinematic. It's supposed to be in theaters. It's not really supposed to be. I don't necessarily have a problem with them doing TV shows, but as long as it's going to stick to the same sort of theme and feel of Star Wars. This trailer opens up with that goddamn music that doesn't even sound like it should be relevant in the Star Wars galaxy. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Now, I did see Mark of Reality sent a pretty big super chat just as I was getting into that. I wanted to clip it out possibly. So thanks for being patient. For $20, says, what is the culture implication of DJT's election for Australia? DJT, can you tell me, can you unfold that for me? Are you guys going to go populist right? Are you guys going to go populist right too? I don't know. What's DJT, Mark of Reality? Oh, Donald J. Trump. Sorry. My bad. So what's to say? What is the culture implication of DJT's election for Australia? Well, I sort of spoke about it earlier. There is a trickle down. It does trickle down. But I do feel like Trump's got a lot to deal with over there in America. He's not going to necessarily be able to concentrate on, let's say, allied countries doing tyrannical things. He's not going to be able to sort those things out until after he sorts out the issues that basically the Biden Harris team did to your country. And are you guys going to go populist right too? Oh, populist right too. Okay. I think so. When you talk to more and more people, like the craziness is feeding into our politics. So I do feel like there is a massive swing there, a massive swing. But thank you, Mark of Reality. I appreciate the super chat. I'm sorry it took me a second. Mike Hill for $5 says Disney doesn't know how to pick the right music for Star Wars. They don't know how to pick anything. They don't even know. They can't pick the right writers. They can't pick the right directors. They can't pick the right producers. They can't pick the right actors. The only actors they pick right are the ones that they bring back. The Ewan McGregors, the Hayden Christensen's. I think the Ahsoka actor was fine. What's her name? Rosario Dawson. I think she's fine. I just don't like the character and the way that she portrayed the character, the way that Dave Filoni made her portray the character. And we've got to say that because we actually, you know, if you look at her as an actress, she can act. So she was told to act that way. So I guess in a way she did a fine job of what she was being told to do. But yeah, the music, I mean, we talked about the music in The Mandalorian. There are moments where you've got music in The Mandalorian that's absolutely like, oh my God, you want to take me out of Star Wars? Play this music. Mr. Bantham for $2 says, the music, bro, what the fuck? This isn't Star Wars. I completely agree. It isn't Star Wars. Mr. Bantham for 2 says, part of me hates Stranger Things. Now everyone copying. Yeah. Well, it's a bit like Twilight, right? It's a bit like Twilight. They tried to, the episodes of The Acolyte that were more based around the shipping stuff, that was inspired by Twilight. And that's the people that they want to be Star Wars fans for some strange reason. It's really, really strange. Oh, and then there was this. Sorry, I needed to just bring this up, actually. So, actually, I need to make my shit bigger. Okay, so Skeleton Crew co-writer John Watts says that despite the series taking place amidst the events of The Mandalorian and Ahsoka, it will not require prior viewing of Star Wars shows. What's great is you don't have to know anything. Where have we heard that before? Now, it might be true. It might be true. They're off gallivanting. What's the bet, though, that like in one of those, like that town or something, they come across Mando or something like that? Like he just walks past them. I mean, how easy is that to do? You just get one of the stunt actors to get in the armor. They obviously don't need Pedro Pascal. He's not there anyway. But I do find that funny when they say, what's great is you don't need to know anything. You don't need to know anything. And you know why I think that's so true to this is because this doesn't even look, feel, or anything like Star Wars. I feel like it's going to be so outside of the realms. But it's not to say that they're not going to jangle the keys. You know. Now, jangling the keys, in all honesty, might not, let's say, be the holocrons in the background of Luthen's store, let's say. Right? It doesn't necessarily need to be something physically on the screen. You know what else jangling the keys could be? It could be making a ship sound like a TIE fighter. Using those sounds, like instead of coming up with an interesting, you know, when George did the prequels, and you had all different types of ships and speeders, and they all made different kinds of sounds. Remember the chase in Attack of the Clones? The speeder chase? You had two speeders that had two very different, distinctive sounds. But they won't do that. You know? They'll make a ship have the sound of like, you know, the Death Star powering up. Just so that they could have that sound. Who was that? Oh, man. Seriously, fuck off. Oh, man. Just give me 1 second here, guys. Sorry. Oh, man. I'm actually kind of glad I took that call in the end. Getting a car. I sold a car to a guy in New South Wales, and we've got to put it on a truck, and that was the trucking company. I don't know why they're calling me, though. They should be calling the office. Anyway, all good. What was I saying? So yeah, what's great is you don't have to know anything. Okay. So you're saying that this is going to be its own little isolated story, just like what they said about The Mandalorian. Just like what they said about a few of their shows, actually. Anyway, that's Skeleton Crew. It's literally around the corner. What are we talking? The December the 4th, right? Well, for us, it's the 4th. For Americans, it's the 3rd. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, basically three and a half weeks. And we're there. I'm going to hate that over Christmas. When's Christmas Day for this year? Wednesday. So Christmas Day, they're going to drop an episode. Are they stupid? Actually, that's interesting just in itself. Now that I think about it, they're dropping a series. They've changed the time to from the prime time in America to the original time, which is like the middle of the day, like not the middle of the day, sorry, basically early morning. So they change the time and they drop it over Christmas. I wonder what that episode is that drops on Christmas Day. I wonder what that is. That just goes to show that they've got no honest faith in this series. To me, they're going to have an episode drop on Christmas Day. That's ridiculous. That is really, really, really bad. Oh, I wanted to just share this with you really quickly. This was, so I didn't know this at first. And I thought that Sawyer unblocked me, but I'm still blocked, obviously, so I can't like comment or retweet. But apparently now you can see, even though you're blocked, you can still see what people are saying, which I think is a good thing. And I don't care because I never commented or anything anyway. But this really helps now with like Seal of the Week and stuff like that, because a lot of the seals that get nominated have really sort of started blocking me and everything. But I did find this funny because this was after the election. She says, "Good night, everyone. Please take care of yourselves in the best way you can. This sucks. It hurts. It will continue to hurt for a long time, but we will preserve." What? I don't even know. Fucking that up. Anyway, she's having a meltdown herself. She's having a meltdown herself over Trump winning the election. And who would have thought, with the way that she is, that she was a Kamala Harris voter? Who on this earth would have ever thought that? My God. Anyway, I just thought it was funny. I wanted to share that with you guys. Mr. Bantham for $2 says, I forget. Did you say the billboards they bought? Well, it wasn't billboards. It was a billboard. Have you seen it? I've got it in for Seal of the Week, but I can show you guys. So I saw this thanks to Script Trooper. He says, someone paid for this. Excuse me. So whoever are the people that paid for that are getting the nomination for Seal of the Week. They're all the people that just paid for the Renew the Acolyte billboard. But yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, they had to do something with the money that they raised in that GoFundMe. It'd be a bit sus if, let's say, they said that they're promoting to put up a billboard and then they get all this money. Not that it was all this money. What they make, like $2,500, $3,000, but they get all that money and then nothing. Like they don't put up a billboard. That would be a little strange. Much like Disney, Star Wars, a total waste of money. Yep, 100%. All right, let's move along. Let's get rid of the Skeleton Crew tabs because we've done that. Okay. Not that this is really of any interest to anyone, but I did see this. And it says, the Inquisitor who fought Ahsoka in Tales of the Jedi has been given an official name in the Star Wars Encyclopedia book released later this month. So it hasn't even come out yet. And somehow you've got this. It must have leaked then. The character voiced by Clancy Brown is named the First Brother. I'm sorry, but that's not naming the character. It's not. Because you've got like the all the brothers and the sisters, the fifth brother and all of this kind of stuff. I understand that they're just called during their time, their service as inquisitors or whatever, they are only referred to as like the first brother or the fifth brother or the sixth sister or whatever, right? But prior to that, they were someone, weren't they? To me, this is lazy. This is lazy. This means that you can, like, even if you've got an inkling of an idea of who this character could be, you could change it at a whim. Now, there's not something necessarily inherently wrong with that, right? If you've got a plan in place and you don't know whether or not you want to make this character, it's kind of like with Leia being Luke's sister, right? George didn't know that that's where he was going to go with it. The door was left open enough that he was able to get there, despite the kiss. But I feel like the kiss is justified in the fact that neither of them knew. Luke was originally like taken aback and really attracted to Leia. There's the conversation between Leia and Han in the cockpit where Han's like, do you think a girl like her, a princess like her, and a guy like me? And Luke's like, no. And Han's like smirking. But to not give a character an actual name and just say, oh, he's the first brother. Who cares? Does the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, does that like really mean anything to anyone? Oh man, if they were to do that, like, you know, and then Ahsoka beats him, don't know about that. They wouldn't even understand or know how Darth Nihilus's like the lore around Darth Nihilus and how that works. The mask, the way he speaks, like everything. The fact that he's not even really there. Even though he is, but he's not. I still don't even know that a lot about Darth Nihilus, to be honest with you. I haven't looked into it. I haven't I know a little bit about him, but not a lot. I need to learn. But that's the problem, that the people creating Star Wars right now, they don't need to learn. They just, a lot of them just put their activism into the shows or into the movies. Can't really even say movies these days because, well, look where we are right now in regards to the movies. Look where we are right now in regards to the movies. Daisy Ridley says Rey Skywalker's, Palpatine's, future in her upcoming Star Wars film is exciting. How do you know? How do you know? Because from our understanding, it's been shelved, at least for the time being, or, delayed. We haven't heard anything about anyone receiving any scripts. So how can you know that it's going to be exciting? Rey's future is exciting. It's exciting. It's coming. Yeah, you in that statement, especially the "it's coming" at the end. This is going to be like Blade. It's got such a feel to it that it's going to be like Blade. And then from Star Wars Holocron, putting together the different pieces of recent news. Lucasfilm looking for new Rey film writer. And it's really exciting, is it, Daisy? They're looking for a writer to write the script. How do you know that Rey's future is exciting? Daisy Ridley suggests her film will have sequels. Simon Kinberg is making a trilogy. Can we stop with the trilogy announcements and the movie announcements, and can we just get like an announcement and get that one thing out? Could all this mean that Kinberg's trilogy will be episodes 10 through 12, New Jedi Order with Rey? At this point in time, like I've sort of said before, I'm like, just do it. Just do it now. You may as well. I mean, you've destroyed Star Wars enough to the point where your Disney Star Wars is unrecognizable to Star Wars, which is a good thing. It is a good thing. When all your Star Wars is just self-referencing other Star Wars, better Star Wars, just for the jangling keys, do it. Do a trilogy, another trilogy revolving around Rey, and see how it goes. You saw what happened with this election? That's what you're going to see in regards to statistics when it comes to a Rey movie. It's going to be a landslide of people not watching it, not paying for it. Disney said it was over. The story lives forever, blah, blah, blah. They ended it. Yep. Yep. What else have we got in the news? Oh, yeah. So apparently, like, there's no relation. They're not the same species. Apparently, these two characters are not the same species. Which is interesting. It makes me wonder if Laura or Justin still in the chat, like, what other species in the Star Wars galaxy sort of looks like Max? I got my little Max minifig down there somewhere. And this is according to StarWars.com. So despite rumors and speculation, Neil from Skeleton Crew is not the same species as Max Rebo. I think that's how you say it, according to StarWars.com. None I know of. So basically, they're just inventing a new species. Okay, I don't necessarily have a problem with them inventing a new species if that's what they're actually doing. I still think like this is the only problem that I really do have with something like that is the fact that the Star Wars galaxy has been so fleshed out, right? The planets have lore and canon around each individual planet, the galaxy, the distance, the time, the travel, the different species have been fleshed out on those planets, what their home planets are. Like a lot has been fleshed out. And to bring in a new species, are you creating a new home planet? Like these are Star Wars has become so big. Maybe in the early days of Star Wars being, invented, let's say, George Lucas inventing Star Wars, he could have done stuff like that because he has the ability to expand and make the galaxy what he wanted to make it. But once the galaxy is made, it's very hard to insert a new planet here or create a new species here or anything like that. So again, I don't necessarily have a problem with it. They can do it as long as they do it well. But do you think that they're going to do it well? They're saying this on the Star Wars website. Do you think that they've actually thought about it to the point where it's like if somebody was to ask them, what is his home planet? What is his species? How long do they live for? What kind of being are they? No, they haven't done anything like that. So that, that's where I have my problem with it. Excuse me a second. Oh, my freaking nose, man. Oh, dude, you just sent this through twice. Like back to back. I hope that doesn't charge you twice. Dude, let me know if it did and we can look into it. Orko for I hope I said your name right. For $10 says, hope you had a good time away, mate. Yeah, I did. Went over to the States. It was fantastic. It was really, really good. How much longer can this 115-year-old woman work? Retire. You must watch the Williams documentary. It's fabulous. There was a part of that I wanted to share actually on the stream, but thank you. And I see what you said. Thanks. I appreciate it. Hopefully it didn't charge you because they're literally like both exactly the same super chat. But I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And this is for all the super chats that I've had today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. What was I gonna? Oh, hang on. It might be the next thing anyway. Oh no, we're one thing away from just going into the John Williams thing. I will watch that actually, the entire documentary. After what I saw there, like I this is the thing though that I don't like is like Disney. It's all Disney Star Wars now, so it's like their documentary that they're releasing. The doco might have been made and it's just been like shelved, but still got to watch it. Okay, let me bring this up. This is ridiculous. And again, this just goes to show what they're making the new audience that they're making Star Wars for, right? So I don't know if you guys saw this. The wedding of Lula, I'm not even going to attempt it, and Zine, not even going to attempt it, coming soon in Star Wars High Republic Adventures Wedding Spectacular with the the LGBTQ flag. Look at these covers. Look at these covers, man. They're actually called the Wedding Spectacular. Like, what is this? I'm sorry, this isn't Star Wars. This is Twilight stuff. This is like, get this shit out of Star Wars. Like, I'm not even talking about it being like a same sex. Like, if this was male female, like the Wedding Spectacular, get this shit out of Star Wars. Oh man, I wish. There you go. And that's who Star Wars is being made for. These are Star Wars books coming out. Do you think Acolyte fans are going to buy it? Where am I here? What the fuck is going on what the fuck's going on over there, Lucasfilm? You 2 years ago, or was it last year? I think it was last year, 2023 Star Wars Celebration. You announced 3 movies: a Rey movie, a Mando movie with Dave Filoni, and a James Mangold movie, going back to the roots of the Jedi. Where are those 3 things at? Where are they? No. All we've heard about any of that stuff. In fact, they announced a Mandalorian Grogu movie after that, but that was damage control for the Sharmino Obaid Chinoy fiasco. We got no news on really any of those things. The only thing that we keep getting news on is the fact that the Rey movie either keeps getting delayed or writers are being fired or quitting or whatever. And that's all we're really hearing. But then on top of that, we get this Simon Kinberg who's making a trilogy, apparently. On top of that, you've got the Skeleton Crew that's about to come out that nobody really cares about, that looks really silly and stupid and gay. And you've got books that are coming out that's just all LGBTQ promotion. Like, what are you actually doing, Lucasfilm? Seriously, what are you actually doing? Anyway, so this is what we were just talking about with the John Williams documentary. So one of the most famous openings in movie history. This is just a little snippet from it. We got a minute here. I'll probably get copyright claimed on this because it is a minute of the actual documentary. Hopefully it's just a claim though.
You know, I trusted John, I trusted Stephen, but there's always that moment where they play the first cue and you're terrified it's not going to work.
George, I wish you would just just say how you feel. I really do wish that he would just say how he feels. George, I'll tell you what. I'll throw you a bone here. Let me do an interview with you. We will do it as a recording. And I promise you, I will not release it until after you've passed. as much as I don't really want to say that. Like, I'd love George Lucas, somebody like George Lucas, to live forever. But at least allow somebody to document your true feelings about the purchase from Disney of Lucasfilm and then what they actually did with it. At least let us get your side of the story before it's too late. I want to know what movies you've seen that they did. I want to know what shows you've seen that they did. I want to know what issues you have with it. I want to know if there's stuff in there that you like. I want to know if you did like any of the movies or shows. I want to know how you feel about appointing Kathleen Kennedy in charge. I want to know how you feel about Dave Filoni and what he's now doing with Star Wars. I want to know how you feel about Disney and what they are doing to entertainment. Like, there are so many questions that people have of you, George, that they want answers from you. And I tell you what, a lot of people, if you be honest with yourself and be true to yourself, there'll be a lot of people that would be very interested to know how you feel. And if it really is like a thing where you can't say anything, I mean, that's ridiculous, but does that still apply if you tell people before you pass and then after you pass that information gets released? Like, fuck it. I'll sign a contract saying that, like, you can take me for everything I have if I release this information before you pass away. I'd do it. Before we get into the talking, what we just heard there, have you, that feeling that sound gives you when you hear that, have you felt that through anything Disney Star Wars? Maybe you felt it during The Force Awakens, which I can understand, but I'm talking like, let's just say in the last 5 years, have you felt that feeling when that music kicks in? You're like, yeah, let's fucking go. No.
It's like a lot of people who really got blasted by him in the first 10 seconds. And then you're wondering, well, who is this?
That's part of the audaciousness of the original Star Wars score. That loud anthem opening, the most famous opening probably in movie history and music, is a tribute to the power of orchestra.
Yeah, and now listen to the music that we just got in that Skeleton Crew trailer. Think about the contrast there. Like, now that you've heard that, and I got rid of the tab, which is really freaking annoying. But now that you've heard that, no, that's the wrong fucking one. Of course it is.
What are you in for? What are you in for?
Isn't that just disappointing? It really is. It really freaking is disappointing. Let me get rid of some of these tabs. All right, we got Seal of the Week, and we've got, let me check here. All right, let's take a look. Got a little bit of a new thing here. So we've got our Star Wars tab and we've got our Casual Rage tab. Now, I think the Star Wars tab is just stuff that I've saved that I wanted to save. I put that in there before I made the casual rage one. We can get rid of that one. And I think I can get rid of that one. Yeah. So yeah, that's just saving them. We want casual rage though. Yep, we talked about that. We can get rid of that. That's one of the seals of the week. We talked about John Williams. That's going to be in seal of the week. We talked about the Skeleton Crew trailer. We talked about that last week, but I'm keeping it. We were going to talk about this last week, but it sort of ran out of time, so I didn't really talk about it. But Tatiana Maslany, the chick that played the She-Hulk, I believe she was cut or fired from Deadpool Wolverine, and she's coming out. Anna did a video on this. I don't know. Let's just have a listen quickly and see.
I still get a lot of comments on the last episode you were on.
Actually, you know what we're going to do? Before we go through any more of this and watch this video, we're going to do Seal of the Week first. We'll get that going. Hey, why the fuck not? Where's my thing? Clapping emoji.
I'm all the Jedi.
Okay, so we've kind of got two from Jacob, and thanks again, Mike, for... I wonder if, because I've been blocked from Jacob, I wonder if it's like Sawyer and I can just go in there and have a look. I might check that out a bit later. But he says, my hottest take is that the First Order Stormtroopers armor looks a million times cooler than, I'm guessing, the iconic OT Stormtrooper armor. I will say I don't necessarily have a problem with the First Order armor. I never did have a problem with it. To me, this is like wanting to trigger a response. Like nobody, like I don't care. Like I don't really care which one looks better or cooler or anything. Like I don't really look at an OT Stormtrooper and then look at a First Order Stormtrooper and go, which armor do I reckon looks better? Like I haven't done that. It's not to say that I might not have done that in the future or something like that, but it's not something that I've done. But this is like when something bad comes out in Star Wars and then these people try to argue the fact that, they did this stupid thing in the OT or it was just as bad in the OT or Star Wars has always been shit sort of thing, right? It's like, well, like, what are you doing there? So I just think that this is almost like a bit of a troll where he's just wanting engagement and he's wanting to, get a response from the OT fans. And then, of course, everybody who paid for the Acolyte billboard is going in at number 2. You're all seals and you all deserve one big nomination. Then we've got Sawyer. Sawyer saying, thinking of Maeva Andor today. Fight the Empire. This is like Trump. She's having a meltdown over Trump. And she's using Star Wars. A Star Wars meme. And a ridiculous part of Star Wars to combat that. And then last, we've got Jacob again. I got sent this morning again from Mike. Appreciate it. I don't know whether or not I want to. Maybe I should save this for next week. At least Jacob will get 2. Actually, we're going to do that. So we're only going to have 3. I'm going to save this for next week. I'm going to just bookmark it and we're going to put it into Casual Rage. At least then he gets 2 nominations over the 2 weeks, right? So nominee number 1, nominee number 2, and nominee number 3. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. No, it wasn't the wrong thing. I just didn't have the audio turned off. The poll is up. So you got Jacob in number 1, trying to trigger some sort of response with his stupid comments. You've got everyone who paid for the Acolyte billboard at number 2, and then you've got Sawyer having a meltdown over Trump and using Star Wars to have a cry session at number 3. Get your votes in. All right, let's watch this now.
I still get a lot of comments on the last episode you were on. A lot of people trying to flood your social media with like weird things I don't even understand. Like I'm glad you weren't in Deadpool.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to clear this up.
Okay.
I'm going to clear this up.
I think most people are glad that she wasn't in Deadpool because she was a shit character.
And this is, by the way, this is the show where we break news about the Marvel universe.
And this is the facts.
Okay.
So I was in Deadpool Wolverine.
When they say that these are the facts, like it might be true. I'm not saying that it's not, but like I'd look more into it than just,
I had 2 scenes in it.
No.
And then Ryan Reynolds fired me.
What?
From the show because he said I don't like these scenes.
Really?
And now
did you film them already?
I filmed them. They were in the can.
So you got paid for them, so shut the fuck up. It's then up to them to decide what they're going to do, right? What they're going to edit out, what they're going to do. If you film them, then you got paid for them.
How do you fire someone after they've already left and gone home?
It's called editing, dickhead. What TV show was it? Oh, it was Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory. Apparently, fucking Penny gets a role in like NCIS or something like that. And they're all sitting around getting ready to watch her scene and they cut her scene. Yeah, she was devastated. But these things fucking do happen. Didn't Joey and Friends have a thing like that as well? He had his grandma there and they're all sitting there watching it and he's like, oh no, they've cut my scene. So he goes and he just quickly records something in his apartment, brings it out and puts it in. And so like amateur. And then like she loves it though. You got paid for your work. Shut the fuck up. If they want to cut you out, then they want to cut you out. If Ryan Reynolds didn't like the scenes, then he didn't like the scenes. My God. So sensitive.
I don't know, but he managed to do it. And now I'm suing Disney.
What?
These are the facts.
Okay, so
what is going on.
Have you filed the lawsuit yet? Or?
Yes.
You okay?
And I'm also always talking about how much I hate Wolverine and Deadpool.
Well, that's the thing.
I talk about it all the time.
No,
I wish I would.
I get that. I've still watched it though.
Just sit down and stop pushing my feminist agenda and just realize that the movie made a lot of money and She-Hulk made $3.
Wow. I don't think she
got paid $3 for filming those things. I don't think so. Oi, fuck all this shit. There's a new zombies map coming. I watched your video, Mozza. I did see that. When's it coming? Is it out now? What are we doing? Are we playing after I stream here? Suing Disney for what? I agree. For what? Zombros. Now, do you realize she is joking, Rhino? Is she joking?
She-Hulk made anything because
No, you're right. You're
it's
right.
streaming and
Wait.
there are no one paid for it specifically.
So they're actually like bumping us up a little with this
Yeah.
$3 business. $0 made on She-Hulk.
Well, it's a shame because Deadpool and Wolverine was so funny. And I'm
Don't even get me started on how woke bullshit was creeping in. That's why they got rid of me, because I had this woke agenda and I really wanted to bring it into the.
So is she
I remember you
trolling
telling
me?
me that you kind of ad-libbed a bunch of stuff about the
my
woke
feminist manifesto.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's too bad that you were cut out of it, but I'm glad you're suing them. I think
It feels good to sue them.
Yeah.
It's a thing that could happen.
Were you?
And a thing
I bet
I
it
did.
feels smart too. Hey, Jimmy.
It does feel smart.
What better plan could there be than to sue Disney?
Right.
Yeah, I think
For
she
firing
is,
me
dude.
from the movie. And now I'm speaking a lot of shit about Ryan Reynolds too.
Okay,
and I
good.
have beef, you guys. We
Yeah.
have beef.
Let's get into the biff.
I hope
So
no
much
I hope no
debuff.
comic book media picks this up. This is an exclusive here on Comedy Bang Bang, but a lawsuit against Disney. This is incredible
already
because
out there, guys.
because you were cut out.
You know, I needed to use the bamboozled socks, and they've now they got holes in them already. Man, they didn't last long. They weren't very well made.
Of Wolverine meets Deadpool.
Wow.
And they haven't. I mean, honestly, that movie they met and they had a pretty good meeting originally, I thought, and then they fought a lot. Though I don't know. It's kind of a confusing movie.
I don't know, Scott. Sounds like you're getting cut.
Did you play She-Hulk in it?
It kind of makes me think about Sydney Sweeney. She's almost trying to take a bit of a Sydney Sweeney approach where she's trying to have a laugh at the expense of everything. Which is fine. But I don't know whether or not she truly believes any of what she's sort of trolling towards. You know, talking about how, she's got a woke agenda and stuff like that. I mean, did you watch your series? I didn't watch it. I watched other people's reactions and breakdowns and reviews and stuff like that of it. And then I saw clips. And what I saw and what I heard and everything was just horrible. It's horrible. Man, she's insufferable. Nasty smile too. Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Bantham.
Or were you playing yourself?
I was playing. That's the other thing. I insisted on playing She-Hulk,
Oh,
which was also how dare you be She-Hulk?
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Well, you are still in the Avengers movie, though, right? Even though you're suing Disney.
Yes, but I'm expecting to be fired pretty soon.
Okay,
and
well,
I can't wait to round it up with a second little loss.
Oh man, I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Well, amazing. Thank you so much for again. You
I
come
just
on this show and you make news.
I wanted to set the record straight.
There you go. There you go. What do we got here? Oh, the reason why I got this wasn't because Ryan's putting on fairy wings, but it's I don't know. Ryan, what's up, man? Dave Filoni? What's going on? You look like you're embracing Filoni. I'm the new Filoni.
Hey,
So am I.
Star Wars theory.
So am I. I love that from Ryan. So am I. I'm putting the fairy wings on.
These are two cosplays for Dave Filoni right here. We got the cowboy, we got the fairy. Celebrating Cowboy Dave.
Yeah, good. Just goes to show that Theory's still got faith in Dave, Cowboy Dave. I love how much Ryan hates. This one could have got a nomination. Yo, from Cam. Yo. And he's bought what? The lightsaber collection The High Republic lightsaber collection. We'll save that for next week. He'll go in the bag with Jacob's other one. We'll use that. There was this. This is the Wicked stuff.
Intention is not to diminish anyone else's version of Elphaba.
Yeah, of course not.
Ever. But the intention is to allow her to show up as me in my body.
Right.
And I loathe to make it about this, but it is what it is. As a Black woman who is queer, who shows up.
I hate those. As a Black woman who is queer, like, no, who cares?
In like this way,
absolutely.
There's something that I have that many other Elphabas don't have. They don't know what it is like to walk through the world like this. I do.
What the
so
fuck?
That immediately makes me completely different. And the way he shot it, the way.
But this is the thing. It shouldn't be completely different. You know why it shouldn't be completely different from all the other Elphabas that are out there? Because Elphaba is a character. So all the other actors out there or actresses out there that play Elphaba in the theater or whatever, all of them should be playing Elphaba the same way as everybody else. It's not I see Elphaba differently through my lens. No, the character is the character. This is the stupid thing that they seem to not understand.
Wait, like the space that he gave me to do it is fucking awesome.
I bet it's so sick.
Intention is not.
She's stoned. I bet it's so sick. I'm talking about the white chick.
Like the space that he gave me to do it is fucking awesome.
I bet it's so sick.
Intention.
I bet it's so sick. Anyway, there you go. That's stupid. What did we have here? Oh, we talked about that last week, I'm pretty sure. And I think that was just one that I wanted to save. Let's see. Have we watched that one, actually?
Daisy Ridley de classer 5 films Star Wars.
But you're
it's in a fucking different language.
asking me to ablaze the internet with feeling about what I'm going to say. Force Awakens, number 1, obviously. Strikes Back, 2. Let's say Rogue One. Oh, I can't even remember what it's called. Yeah, and Attack of the Clones. Pardon, 2.
Why is it those movies that they picked to put in the top 5? Like, why don't they just give it all the movies and make your top 5? You know why? Because Rogue One wouldn't be in there. And realistically, her putting Force Awakens at the top doesn't surprise me because she's in it, right? Doesn't surprise me at all. All right, let's finish up Seal of the Week. And it's, again, been another short one. We'll get the fuck out of here. I might be over on Twitch, possibly, playing Zombros with hopefully Lethal and Mozza, if they're interested in playing. Let's see. How are we going over here with the poll? Ooh, it's close. It's actually real. This is one of the closest ones that we've had in a long time. Normally, like, everybody's just like, nah, that one's the winner. And it's like a landslide victory, a bit like Trump. Landslide victory. Okay, Russell Hall. Did you just change your name back to just Russell Hall? It's been ages since I've seen your name as just Russell Hall. How you doing, Russell? Let's go play some Zombros. That's what we've been calling ourselves. Me, Mozza, and Lethal, we get together and we become the Zombros. Do love my zombies roots. All right, back to the poll. We got 23 votes. Let me just go through. So Jacob gets the number 1 nomination. Number 2 is everybody that invested in a Renew the Acolyte billboard. And number 3 is Saya having her meltdown over Trump being elected and using Star Wars references to vent her frustration. I'll give you a couple more minutes here. Let's play.
Oh, Mozza, read that.
Mozza, don't let the American bitch.
Did you just
Fart?
Yes,
Fart?
Tell you what to do.
I think it's bedtime.
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
I think it's bedtime for Mozart. That's that's the type of videos that we watch on fucking Happy Hump Day.
I gotta pee. Oh my god.
That should be enough time now for you guys to vote. We're ending the poll. Very close. So close. All right. So, in last place or second, so third, second, or last place, because it's a tie, with 30% each of the vote was Jacob and Sawyer, whatever you want to call her. The winner with 39% of the vote was everybody that paid for the Renew the Acolyte billboard. Congratulations, you absolute losers. Because it ain't going to do anything. It's a waste of money. And you're all stupid. Anyway, congratulations. You win this week's Seal of the Week.
I'm all the Jedi.
G'day, Jace. How you doing? He says skull. I don't have anything to skull. Oh, fizzy. The poll is rigged like the election. Funny. I see Soul Assassin dropping heaps of links in the chat. Please go and click on those links. There's my Twitch. What do we got here? What is that? Oh, that's X. That's Twitter. He's put the Jack Show link in the chat. Go over and watch the Jack Show. Great bunch of people over there. He's dropping link. Yes, all these different links. Check them out. Check them out. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. All right. Now down it with some coffee. Darth Cisco comes in. We're about to wrap up, dude. We're about to wrap up. I think with daylight savings coming in, it kind of sort of fucked everybody's timelines. I might have to actually push the stream back. I might go start at 1:30 instead of 12:30 because your daylight savings over in America is now just changed over. Yes, Trump won. Thank you. You can stop spamming it now. It's awesome. It is awesome. But now we've got to solve our problem here in Australia. Yes, please stop spamming. Thank you. And he did, which I appreciate. But yes, it is exciting. I can understand your excitement for Trump winning. 100%. I get it. And I appreciate it. All right. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you all for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Thanks to the super chatters, the members. You guys and your contributions definitely help. And I really, really appreciate it. To everyone lurking or the re-watchers of the stream, appreciate you guys. Please do smash the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. You can follow me over on Twitter. And, of course, you get all my announcements of videos and links and stuff like that over on Twitter as well. Mr. Grant Gregory, for 25 months, that's a long time. YouTube is banning you showing up in subfeed. Really? There you go. I don't know. Maybe it's... Oh, no. I don't know. I was going to say maybe it's because Hump Day we did, but it's a different channel. It's still linked though to my account, but it's a different email address and everything. And that was for titling Happy Hump Day, like Trump wins. I don't know. Don't know. Anyway, thanks again, everyone, for being here. Really appreciate it. We will see you next week. I'm probably just going to clip out the reaction to the Skeleton Crew trailer and just release that as a video. I do need to work on videos. I know I've been really lazy and haven't had a chance to do it. I've just had a lot on my plate since coming back from America, and it's been a lot to try and just get back on top of everything and stressing a little bit about money. So I will endeavor to get you guys some content, but really appreciate it. Thanks again, and we will see you all next week. What am I going to play you guys out on? All right. See you guys.
Put a ticket in and make a living gay!
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt! A few minutes? Are you kidding at the rate they're gaining?
No, what is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like dusting crops, kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. Or bounce into a supermarket and then...
Yeah.
Be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're losing your deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking very caution.
You go away.
We bounced too near a supermarket?